Team USA. So we are going from the right. That's the stroke woman, and that is Grace Joyce. She won her singles race. She is a Paris Olympian. She was in the quad, and she finished ninth in that quad. Issa Darvin, who won a singles race, is behind her, the walk-on at Wisconsin. She's from Madison. She's got that Pan Am's gold medal, trying to break into the USA senior team. Aja Tchaikovsky, she is a Paris Olympian. We've seen her win her singles race. She went up against Magdalena Lobnig, the Austrian bronze medalist, and won that pretty well after being down off the start. And Maggie Fellows in the bow. Now Maggie has been in Team USA in the quads in 2022, but she didn't make the Paris team, but she was the fastest American sculler at trials, and she's up in the bow. Interesting, they've put Grace Joyce, the experienced quad sculler, in the stroke seat. That's probably their chief coach, Josie Verdonschot. The rest of the world team, well, they had a rather different selection procedure. Kind of sat around and said, who wants to stroke? And nobody put their hand up. So Tabea Shadenkel, bronze medalist in the quads in Paris for the German team, 5'11". The former Husky from Hansa Dortmund club in the west of Germany. She is sat in the stroke seat. Lobnig, well, you would put her behind the most experienced sculler. That's who you want in the three-seat. You know, long, powerful. I guess that's why Issa Darvin is in 3 in America quad. But Lobnig is in 3. Kaylee Filmer, we were talking about her, is in 2 as the crews go off. And then up in the bows, it's that Aussie, Rhea Thompson. And the rest of the world were pretty pleased with the start they had. I'd say they got a slight lead at the moment.
Yes, I would agree, and they look so together. But the U.S. crew is definitely right in it, right in the race. Going to be an exciting one for sure.
So 4 points at stake in this race. 6-2 is the score. If the rest of the world can win this race, they will even up the score. It will be 6-all. But I think at the moment the rest of the world are slightly dropping back. Team USA, they're closest to the bottom of the screen with the blue chevrons on the top of their boat. They are taking a good lead. It's at least half a length. A little bit of parallax angle. It maybe looks like more, but rest of the world still in there at the moment. And Tabea Shadenkel really determined, driving that boat on, the former Husky. And it is a close race.
No, it definitely is for sure. It looks like they are both rating about similar rate, which means stroke per minute. And it looks like actually the U.S. crew is the one in the far lane.
Yeah, I know, and we had that's a different call. USA have been in the near lane, so my apologies for that. But that is the USA boat on the right of your screen that we're looking at. Rest of the world have a lead at the moment. USA boat. They're looking controlled. They're kind of smacking it along. Blades going along the buoys, but still the rest of the world. Rhea Thompson there, you can see on the far side, just looking across the red top of Magdalena Lobnig, Tabea Shadenkel in the stroke seats, and Kaylee Filmer providing the grunt in the 2-seat. But a little bit short, I'd say, the USA crew. In terms of their length forward, I just think they need a little bit more time, maybe, just to gather themselves and maybe get a little bit longer forwards. But they are moving through the rest of the world team now.
They are. It looks like their 2-seat is right up on their bow ball, and they are making a move to push forward. And they just look very composed. I agree, they definitely are a little short, but I don't think it's slowing them down that much, as we can see as they pull ahead here.
And you see that cycle of the hands right out of bow over on the American side, really getting out of bow to take that next stroke. They are keeping that cadence pretty sharp and quick as they push it along here. The rest of the world is right in there, though. Team World is not letting up, and they are led by that medalist from this past year's Paris Games.
Yeah, Tabea Shadenkel with the white cap on. She always races with that cap on. You can see the gap. It's just over half a length, so we call that kind of 2/3 of a length. And at the moment, they are still in contact, but it looks good for the Team USA to grab those 4 points to go to a 10-2 lead at the moment, unless Tabea Shadenkel, Magdalena Lobnig, her fellow German speaker behind her, the Austrian with the bronze medal, from, there she is, sorry, that's Team USA we're looking at, but Lobnig, the bronze medalist from the Tokyo Games. Issa Darvin She's sculling really well, I think, in the 3-seat of that crew, really providing some solidity. And Shadenko, Lobnig, Filmer and Thompson from the rest of the world will want to find something special at the finish, just like Tabea found in the Paris Olympics, Emily.
And we see Margaret Fellows back in the bow there. And as a champion from head of the Charles, she knows how to take the most chaotic race in the world and take that line. And so having her in Dow here for this mixed quad of Americans, I think, is a very, very clever move to have her steering the crew.
And it's interesting, isn't it, that these races are closer than the singles races. I think USA are maybe stretching out a little bit now, but rest of the world still in contact. You can see them there. We can get the camera. Both crews in shot as we're coming up to the crowd area, and rest of the world still going flat out in trying to desperately close that gap, but I think if anything, Team USA are edging out.
Yes, you definitely see that reach, trying to get as much off of that front end from Team World, but it just doesn't look like they're getting any further acceleration to inch up to the American crew as we come into the final meters here. They're getting ready to come by us, and it's going to take a massive move from Team World to close that gap at all. It looks like right now matching stroke for stroke on rating.
Yeah, just through the finish line, and you can see they've been erased. Lobnik's head's down. Team USA, a few smiles on their face. It wasn't a given that they were going to win that contest, even though they were pretty dominant in the single sculls. Rest of the world led early on. And I think they'll be pleased with their scull. You know, they were beaten by a better crew. Isa Darwin turns round and congratulates Arza Tchaikovsky.